Welcome, one and all, to the Culture Junkies Live. I am GQ. Sitting beside me is the great Simon Says. A little bit further over is Kenshiro. And the one that's yawning and feeling the end of the day, the great Daddy Kuji.
It's been a long
hold up, man. How come he is the great Simon Says? He's the great Daddy Kuji. I'm not the great Kenshiro. You're not the great GQ.
GQ in and of itself is.
Oh, okay.
And Kenshiro? Asian-inspired name, so that's awesome in the fandom.
Yeah, you're the master of Hodoshinkin.
Exactly. There you go.
Listen,
You don't need anything else.
did you see that there's a trailer they're doing Fist of the North Star again?
Yep.
And it's in that
Live
awful
action?
3D animation.
Yep.
No, it's
Yep.
in that awful 3D animation.
Yep.
Wow,
The
that's
same style that Berserk was in. That
Didn't
Berserk,
bother
yeah,
me.
yeah.
Didn't bother me.
Yeah.
Like,
I
no,
do want to
'cause
watch
they-
Blue Sky or whatever the heck.
Yeah, the Blue Sky one. That one.
I put that in my list to watch because
I watched it.
it's about the
Before.
story.
Yeah, before the.
Listen, no. Fist of the North Star is about the action.
Yeah.
The action ain't good
Well,
because it's
that's
them
kinda
3D
true.
models. Like, forget
Because
it.
they ain't got no story. When we had Preem watching, he's like, what the hell is this shit? I was like, that's what happens when you watch something like this as an old-ass man, where we were watching it as teenagers. Like, this blood!
This is
Yeah.
awesome.
Fighting.
Right.
Fist of the North-
Nudity.
yeah,
Like,
Fist
this is
of the North-
awesome.
Fist of the North Star was so over the top that it didn't
Yeah,
matter.
man.
Like, you didn't care what the story was. You didn't care how a cruise ship ended up stuck in the side of a building.
Right.
You didn't care that, like, what was my man? The South Star was Shin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't care that Shin and like 30 people rolled up on these two people in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Silent as all get out. Like how
I mean-
y'all just get
I mean-
surrounded?
I mean, Shin, I can get because he's
Yeah,
like
he's a master.
yeah, but the other dudes just like Shadow Walk.
yeah. And then Rao's troops, they was marching, they was shaking the earth like he was in 300 or something.
Rao was my guy, dog.
Rao was nice. Rao was
my
nice.
guy.
What's up to Marcus A64, Wolverine Solid X, Friday night me film.
Friday Nights Me Films. too.
Okay.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
Welcome. Welcome.
Obviously, he saw from the title. We're going to be talking about the Netflix merger deal and all that other kind of stuff. But we'll get to that in a minute. Tomorrow, Supergirl is supposed to come out. I
With the
think,
trailer?
the trailer.
trailer.
9
Yeah.
p.m. Not 9 p.m. 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So it's about noon our time.
Yeah.
It's supposed to come out.
They showed a teaser, I
Yeah,
guess.
they
or
did.
a teaser for the release of the trailer. I don't know, whatever.
Right.
They doing too much with that. Just
Just show the trailer.
One trailer. We only need one.
I mean,
No variations. Don't tell the story of the movie.
you know how it is.
Oh, yeah, of course we
Teaser
know.
for the teasers. The trailer to the trailer.
yeah.
That's how they do it now.
They're doing too much. But to piggyback off of something we were talking about ahead of time, for those that are in the chat, the early members here, did y'all ever have to deal with any in the family making that dreaded red tub with a white lid chitlins, also known as chitterlings for some that are the deep south? Did y'all ever have to deal with that disgusting, this putrid smell?
Can I add an addendum to that?
Oh, go
so
ahead.
as in an addendum, if it's not chitlins, what is the worst thing that your mom or your or whatever parent or parental unit has cooking in the house and you were just so turned off you just refuse to eat? Just go ahead and name it. Yeah. Obviously, chitlins was for us. I was telling them about how the time when I was growing up, I think I was like 11 or 12 at the time, my mom was cooking some chitlins. I was upstairs. We were living in a bungalow. And she had never made chitlins ever. I had never even known chitlins really existed. And I was just like, hey, what is that smell coming from downstairs? Came downstairs, holding my nose. I was like, Mom, what is that? She's like, oh, it's chitlins. I was like, what is chitlins? And she was like, it was pig intestines. I was like, oh, that's nasty. I'm not eating today. And I just refused.
Just the fact that you gotta clean them. It's like, okay, you're potentially removing feces from the food that you're about to eat.
Man.
That in and of itself is absolutely positively not. I don't want none of it.
Absolutely not.
But you know what's weird now that I think about it? Whenever you see sausage with natural casing, you know where that casing comes from, right?
Oh, absolutely.
It comes from their intestines.
Yeah.
And it's probably, if it's pork sausage, it's probably pork intestines.
Yeah.
But never had that problem with it smelling.
Right. And I think that's it. If it didn't smell, it probably wouldn't bother you as much. But it totally smells. It's like it's terrible.
Yeah, who wants to eat that stuff?
Right, exactly. The other Steve, hello to you as well.
What was that Marcus 64 said?
Oh, he said chitlins always had to leave the house whenever my mom made them when I was a kid. Yeah, that's what he said.
Like I said, I only experienced it once. For some god awful reason, my dad wanted some for whatever reason. Mom obliged. I was like, Mom, you ever. I told my dad too. I was like, you ever ask for this again? I'm leaving. Like literally, I'm
How old
moving
were you?
out. I was probably like 12. I didn't care. I was like, this is the most nasty. Just the idea of like, it smells that bad and you're supposed to eat it. Like, come on, no.
No,
Come on.
no, you just,
Yeah,
can't do it.
Yeah, I was 5 when my mom brought that over, and and we live in a 1-story house. I had nowhere to go.
Right.
My dad had nowhere to go
Can't escape it.
and escape, and it was middle of November because like
Oh, so you know it's cold. You
it's
can't
cold,
open the window.
can't open the window,
Right.
can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so from that day on, my dad, my brother, banned it.
Yeah.
If
Banned
any,
in the house.
I mean, if there's anything like that, if she has to go over her sisters if she wants shit.
Wait a minute, she still has a.
Chitlins?
She
Did you
has-
just call them chitlins?
Basically.
Might as well.
Yeah, might as well.
Might as
well. Shit.
But no, we've banned it from the house.
Okay.
She has her sisters, because she's 9 sisters.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So,
And she's from down south. Your mom.
no, my grandparents were.
Grandparents were, so they would make it. And she never said she had any issues with it.
No,
How?
I don't.
I don't understand.
That tang on their tongue. Like,
Hot sauce too.
Is it-
The
what is
people
that?
say put
Right.
hot sauce on it. I was like, Ma, I don't care. I don't care.
I don't get it. How could you not?
It tickles my nose just in the right way. Smell that? Smells like
It's so offensive. So now, like, what are some of the other worst foods that you ever had? Okay, if it wasn't chitlins, was there anything else that your mom like? Okay, like when I was growing up, my mom used to make liver.
I had never had a problem with liver.
Yeah,
I
me
ain't,
either.
I ain't either, but I just didn't. It wasn't like one of those things where we had it all the time.
Right. Right. I think
still tastes like dirt.
It does.
I think liver when made properly is fine. I just again, it's not something that I would go to a restaurant and order. Like it's just something like when I was young, my mom used to make it. It's like, okay, it's different. It's the other meat or whatever, basically.
Other meat. Yeah, I love how you said.
That's just kind of how it felt because like everything else had a very distinct taste. Chicken tastes like chicken. Pork chops, steak or whatever. Liver was just that odd, weird
Weirdly
meat.
taste. Like
It
a-
looked like steak at first, by first quick glance, and it's like, oh, this is different. So,
Is there anything else other than chitlins that's like the worst thing
Chitlins
ever?
the only traumatizing one, man.
Yeah.
I think literally everyone in our generation, our age range, has a chitlin story. Everybody black. I'll put it that way because there is that caveat to it because I don't think I've ever met a white family that has ever even talked about making chitlins. Even some of the people I knew from down south. So I think that was something that some old school black folks used to just do, and I'm like, no, absolutely not. Yeah, absolutely not.
Okay. No, I get that. Oh, couple things, I guess. I would love to hear what you guys think about some of the seismic changes, I guess you could say, that is going on in the FGC. So, Harada is leaving.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Leaving.
I was hoping that was fake because
No,
me and
he was for real.
Is he
Yeah, me and
retiring or is he
Waffles,
just leaving Namco?
I think. Well, okay, he's leaving Namco. It coincides with it. I guess he was saying in his message that he was really affected by Tomonobu Itagaki's death.
okay.
And then it also coincides with this was Tekken's 30th anniversary.
Yeah.
So he was like, this is a good time for me to bow out, make it a new voice because maybe Tekken is getting tired and needs a new voice, fresh voice. I find that interesting because not only did he step away, but then you also get what happened with MK1.
Yeah.
And I think there was another thing.
Well, Street Fighter 6 had its changeover as
Yeah.
far as Ono was the guy that did 4 and 5, and then
he left already though. Right?
he'd already
Oh,
left. He
okay.
He left near the tail end of 5 anyway.
Okay.
But 6 was completely new team, new producers and all that. But I think one of the issues and part of the reason, I'm not saying he got pushed out because Harada obviously was the king of Tekken basically.
Right.
But this last one, Tekken 8, I think only recently crossed the 2 million sold threshold. And that's for Tekken.
I bought the 2 millionth one.
There you go. Like I'm saying, for Tekken, that's unheard of. Tekken was a
That's low
powerhouse.
numbers.
Tekken
starting
used to
from
be
5.
first day for
Yeah,
me.
starting from 5 on, Tekken was a powerhouse franchise.
Right.
So
5 was my shit.
for 8, with as much hype and everything that had behind it, 8 should have been selling like gangbusters. Wolverine Solid X is 100% right. 7 was probably one of the best recent Tekken games.
Absolutely.
Really?
7. Well, 5 was great.
Oh, yeah.
But
It's
7,
still my favorite.
I think 7. If you
new
look at
subscriber.
7 based on just guest characters that they had, fundamentals of the game, 7 was just a solid game, and 7 ran for a long time. Because remember, it came out in the arcades in Japan first. Then of course we got. I think by the time they got around to Bloodline Rebellion or whatever, that's the version we got. But we still just called it Tekken 7.
New subscribers going on here.
Megashawn just gifted some subs to
nice.
to the channel.
Appreciate
so,
that, Megashawn, over there gifting.
we wish you were here, brother. I know you hard at work at the
In the freezing cold
freezing
right now,
cold.
unfortunately.
I think he said he's driving.
I
this
know.
week. Yeah, right.
That's-
So
now is not the time
wait a minute. Whoa,
to learn it.
Hold on. He should be focused on the road.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you watching the stream, but brother, it's cold and it's icy out there. You need to be focused on the road. Anyway,
Right.
back to what we was talking about, right? So, Evo is not going to have Mortal Kombat in the list. I guess it's
not
out.
not even any of the previous ones.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
out.
Should go
It's
back to
like,
nine.
like it's out.
Yeah, it kind of
That's what they
sounds
should
like
do.
what's the name?
Right.
When they got rid of what's the name? Infinite.
Well, Marvel Infinite was just a failure. I'm sorry. That literally was a failure.
Well, yeah,
because that one literally died. Like it came out, and about a year later, they were like, "Yeah, we're turning the servers off." I'm like, "Damn, that died quick."
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just because it had a whole bunch of just pitfalls right from the get go.
Yeah, I mean, shit, they had to like redo some of the animations because
Yeah.
like you look
Well,
at
I mean-
Chun-Li looked good. Oh man,
I was gonna say,
yeah, Chun-Li was looking.
Was that before or after Sonic? Because that might have been Sonic before Sonic.
That was before Sonic.
Okay.
Was it?
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think
no,
so.
no,
Sonic
I think it
was
Sonic is old.
Sonic is an old thing. That was an
Yeah.
online thing. Somebody just drew it,
Oh,
and it
but I was-
became like a meme. A popular
Oh, okay.
meme.
So
Yeah.
I was literally thinking what happened with Paramount and the live action Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, you're saying the
versus-
change? Okay, I got you.
Basically, the outcry
Nah,
and
nah,
then they changed
nah,
it
nah.
around.
I think they changed Sonic the Hedgehog before Infinite.
Okay.
I don't know. Whatever.
Okay, but-
either way, changing Chun-Li is a much easier change than changing the entire Sonic the
sure.
Hedgehog model.
Sure.
But yeah,
100%. But no, I just find it interesting. You know, Harada's leaving. He's stepping aside.
Mhm.
Ono's gone from SF6, Mortal Kombat 1. Now with this Netflix being sold, and we'll get into that a little bit. You know, Warner Brothers games, NetherRealm, and they may not even be viewing that as highly as they used to.
Yeah.
Everything is setting up perfectly for Virtual Fighter 6 to come in and change the game.
Yeah.
Fighter comes in with it has to be like new, fresh, something we haven't
Yes.
seen before, but
It's-
not broken,
Yes.
not freaking like.
Yes.
Yeah.
But here's
You
the
got a
thing,
lot on
though,
there.
we could see it because tomorrow, Game Awards.
Game Awards. That's right.
They might
hopefully-
show it.
Yeah, because they did show it last year. They showed that little clip of it last year.
Let's talk about that. So I know Game Awards is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Some of the teaser announcements that we've seen so far. There's supposed to be some Tomb Raider announcement tomorrow. I know that's one of the things.
okay.
I don't know exactly. I know they PlayStation had teased some of the games that they're going to be showing off for next year. So we may get new footage from Wolverine, maybe, possibly.
I hope.
Here's the thing. We're right back to that same thing I've said weeks ago. When's the last time the game has actually been released besides, what was it, Battlefield 6? Like that or
Yeah.
whatever?
Yeah.
Battlefield 6 came out. Call of Duty came out. What else has really come out, like, fairly large titles? Now, granted, we obviously got the Switch 2 and all those launch titles.
Right.
But
Are you
back
talking
in the day, we used to have games coming upon
Yeah.
games coming upon
Are
games.
you talking about like
It's a
triple-
drought.
Are you
You talking
talking
about
Just
AAA
in
games?
general.
Yeah.
Like, it
Well-
feels like there hasn't been a really new, like, okay, we got Ninja Gaiden 4. That came out and then fell under the wayside. Like, Battlefield obviously
Battlefield 6 is going strong.
doing numbers.
Yeah.
Call of Duty, Call of Duty's always Call of Duty.
Talking
But
about
I
Marvel,
feel
huh?
like there hasn't been any games to buy recently.
Here's
It's
the
weird.
problem. First off,
Arc Raiders. Megashawn is right. Arc
Okay,
Raiders.
well-
That's a quality game.
but
Quality
like
game.
you said,
Marvel Cosmic
AAA.
Avengers.
Oh.
Well, would that be considered AAA?
That's what I'm
that's
saying.
more like an
That's what I'm
indie
saying.
style
Like
game.
That's
the
what I'm saying.
AAA stuff is the stuff that's trickling. There is so many games that come out that just go underneath the radar, and
Yeah.
I feel like
Oh, there we
because
go.
the way Steam is and the way a lot of stuff that we don't, because first off, we don't have gaming magazines. I'm telling you, gaming magazines, we saw all that stuff because there's what would Castlevania be? When I say Castlevania, I mean like Super Castlevania or Contra, Super Contra, or Contra Hardcore, whoever.
Yeah.
Would that be considered AAA back in the day?
Back then,
Well, I guess back in the day it
back
would,
then,
sure. But now we're not.
What about Rocket Knight Adventures?
Probably not.
So I mean, but we knew about that stuff because of the magazines.
But
we would see that stuff.
I think you're right, 100% on that, because we all used to buy game magazines or had subscriptions to them. I think now it's too diluted as far as news. Like there's too much.
Yeah.
So in a sense, I guess maybe there's not so much a drought. There's just a drought of good information put in front of me, basically, I guess, for my own sake.
So in the chat, out of the chat, obviously Arc Raiders was brought up. The Metal Gear remake was a big one. Arc Raiders was a big one. Exhibition 33 was a big one. Dispatch was also this year.
Oh, Dispatch is out?
Yeah, Dispatch is out.
Oh,
Dispatch is out. Like, there's been a
game.
lot of playthroughs already. Like, I think my daughter watched a whole series of dudes just playing it, like playing through the story. So, and it's pretty engaging. I am looking forward to playing that. Obviously, like you said, we had BF6. You touched on Call of Duty. Call of Duty actually had a really big announcement. Did you see this? Okay.
Zombies.
So no. They said they've been listening to feedback from their players. And they said moving forward, they will not be releasing yearly iterations of Black Ops or Modern Warfare.
Holy crap.
They said they're going to stop with the yearly iterations and focus on innovation versus incremental increase.
In other words,
a novel idea.
In other words, low sales.
Exactly.
That's
That's it right there.
Hey, what did Obi-Wan say? Billion Billion Screams came out and went silent.
Yeah.
Basically what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like that was what Assassin's Creed was running into. It kept cranking out Assassin's Creed like it was like going out of style, and it's like, okay, it is going out of style because y'all ain't changed nothing.
Exactly.
It's like, the last, for me, I think when it came with Assassin's Creed, when they did the whole trilogy of 2, like released 3 different ways. That was it. Like that at that point, I was like, I'm good. These 4 games or whatever, I'm good.
That reminds me, like when Megashawn was streaming Call of Duty, he had gone back to it. I think it was like either last week or the week before Thanksgiving. He was like, let me see if they said Call of Duty didn't change. Let me go ahead and see that. And he was playing. He was like, man, this is the same old Call of Duty, man.
Yeah.
So and that pretty much just sums it up. It's like the game hasn't changed in any meaningful way. And Battlefield 6 is come out. RedSec is free. You can play RedSec for free if you want to, and it is kicking Call of Duty's ass. Yeah. Like visually, RedSec is their battle royale.
Want to be Fortnite.
Essentially, want to be Fortnite. Yeah, but it's just Battlefield style. So and it's kicking its ass. But anyway,
it's like Warzone.
Yeah. So Game Awards obviously is tomorrow. I wanted to touch on that Call of Duty thing. Let's get into the Netflix deal.
All right.
So Netflix won, and a lot of people have a lot of feelings about it. I'm sure. We, for shits and giggles, because we thought it would be funny, we wanted Disney to get Warner Brothers because we wanted Marvel and DC to get that crossover. That would have been fun.
Yeah.
But Netflix appeared and made the winning bid. Paramount and the Ellisons are acting like some little bitches, and they want to be like, "Oh, well, you're not being fair." We're gonna do what? Yeah, okay, I'm gonna explain the whole being fair deal. They're saying that they didn't treat their bid with the same respect that they're treating Netflix. Here's the rub with that, and I was watching Campy, and he broke it down and he explained it. The problem is, Warner Brothers and Zaslav said from the jump, we're gonna have 2 bidding rounds. The first is your intro bid. The second, come with your best and final offer.
Best and final.
Paramount sent something in. Netflix sent something in. And then when Netflix won, Ellison said, oh, well, that wasn't our best offer. Like, motherfucker, they told you. Send in your best offer.
Wasn't that bullshit they were talking about? Or something that came up on my feed said something about they bid about 108 billion or some shit like that.
After the fact.
After the fact.
This is a binding bid that they submitted. They are under no obligation to wait and give you another opportunity to come back with something better. Yeah. No, nigga, bring your best. He said, wait a minute.
Wait a minute, I got a little bit more in my couch.
Exactly.
I got change in my pocket.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. He was like, let me go ahead and just dig into the couch here.
That's just on them, but let's be real. Like, just from a sense of companies that are making moves and moving forward, Netflix is a better fit.
Right.
Because
why do you think it is?
Okay, here's the thing. Warner Brothers and Paramount have both been around for I think 100 years. Yeah, I think because like Paramount has 100.
Definitely.
Yeah, Paramount has 100-year version of their logo. Yeah, I think so. It's like they've both been around for a stupid amount of time. So they're both old school Hollywood. So it's like, okay, you're moving one old school Hollywood to another old school Hollywood. You need fresh vision and fresh movement, and Netflix is that.
Right. Right.
Yeah, go ahead.
What am I man saying? You got that vision.
Exactly. Exactly. You know, over there wearing his wearing the couch basically.
Yeah.
Got to have vision.
Yeah. No. So you're absolutely right, and I didn't think about it in this way. In that, a couple of things. The apprehension with Netflix and them getting it was because we have known thus far they have been very theater. Anti-theater, movement, right?
Yeah.
The perception is that they're going to buy Warner Brothers and basically just shutter the theaters altogether and just put all this shit on Netflix. And now, because people have aired those thoughts, Sarandon, is it Sarandon? Cerritos, the president of Netflix, has come out and said, no, the reason we ponied up this money is because we want to get into the studio business. We want to get into putting their movies in the theaters. Because remember the whole thing about the Oscars, a lot of those Netflix movies that will come out and be very great would not be eligible for Oscars because they wouldn't put them in the theater.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have the distribution network. Warner Brothers has got that.
Yeah.
So them buying the studio and all the resources with that, now they can make those movies and get them in award considerations and also be great stewards for Warner Brothers, just the movie studio and all its IPs.
Here's the question. Would you think if they do get this, or if the deal goes through,
right,
will we see like some of the movies that they released on Netflix? In the theaters now?
Probably not. Well, you mean okay? So some of their not their old stuff. But you're saying their new ones, like so clearly, like what's the new Benoit Blanc movie that's getting ready to come out?
Oh, Knives Out.
Yeah, the new Knives Out.
I think that comes out Friday.
It does, but it's getting ready.
I haven't watched the second one,
but I'm sure it's gonna be. What? You haven't watched Glass Onion,
bro? It's very difficult to watch movies for me because I'm gonna fall asleep, and it's not because I don't want to. It's because I get on that couch, snuggie. I mean, I did that before you guys came here. I ate. I was like, oh.
Okay, so I think to answer your question, I think the model is going to be moving forward is that because we know Netflix does really great with a lot of their series.
The series, yes.
Yeah, the series they make are great. The movies can be trash. Completely trash, right?
Rebel Moon.
So
I don't think Rebel Moon was trash. And if you say it's trash, you're gonna have to explain yourself because I'm no longer taking anybody blanket statement anything. You gotta say I did not like this movie because X, Y, Z, A, B, C. I didn't like this because of this, not just because it's trash. You know, chitlins is trash because it stank. It may not taste good, and
that's an opinion, though.
It is an opinion.
No, it's truth.
But it is. It still does stink. That's the truth. That's 100% true, right? There are people out there that do like it, but it does freaking stink. And on top of that, it's just there's certain things like I sat there and I watched, and I did watch Rebel Moon. I didn't fall asleep on it.
Right.
And I'm looking at this, and I'm like, it's a homage to me to Seven Samurai because that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
The visuals on it was really great. I mean, the story is not super strong, but there's so many movies that come out, and the stories are not strong.
7 different stories that can be told, basically.
Yeah, so it's just like it was whatever. But I digress.
So to continue on, Warner Brothers, I think the in further explanation from what I've heard, how it may look going forward is that they are going to definitely keep HBO and HBO Max.
Which I don't get.
Rename it again.
Yeah, I know.
Just for the hell of it.
No, because the HBO brand has
course,
hella brand.
absolutely.
They're not
equity,
going to merge
man.
it?
No. There's going to have hella brand equity.
Damn it.
Because HBO is known for quality series as well. True Detective, The White Lotus, Game of Thrones.
Bring back that feature presentation.
All that,
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, my guy. Yes, absolutely.
That's fine, but like if they were to do something, you could just have categories of stuff. Like it's just I don't want to be paying for
You
two
mean like
goddamn
Disney Plus?
streaming.
You mean like Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
So why am I having
and they may do that. They may end up doing that.
bundle. They
But
might do
here's
that.
the deal, right? So the idea is that a lot of the older HBO content, we're talking like Oz, The Wire, The Sopranos, and stuff like that, that would make this way over to Netflix, right? Where older archive stuff, can live.
Yeah.
The newer, fresher
Tales from
stuff
the Crypt.
might be on, Tales from the Crypt. The newer, fresher stuff could be split between HBO and Netflix, right? So your True Detectives and stuff like that will still be over on HBO. But the interesting thing that I'm hearing is that all the DC series and movies, those are going to be on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Those are going to be. Hopefully, they'll do another season of
I
The
mean,
Penguin.
honestly, if you think about it, it fits better with Netflix's brand than it does with HBO. So honestly, to me, I don't mind that. That actually makes sense to me.
All right, so Megatron said this is all Blockbuster's fault, and we're missing the best part. I'm waiting for him to say the rest.
Yeah, please. What is the best part, Megatron?
It is funny that Blockbuster could have been
Man,
could have been
listen.
sitting right there
Yes.
pretty as Netflix, but they decided not to.
Yes.
We've already talked about it, and I mentioned to you guys earlier about Sega, and Sega's had just so many downfalls of how they could
go
be.
ahead and hit the chat with the story real quick.
Well, real quick is back in 1996, NVIDIA was still around, but they were fledgling. Sega invested $5 million into NVIDIA because they were supposed to be doing the chipset for the Dreamcast. That didn't end up happening because Sega of America and Sega of Japan, couldn't freaking agree on stuff. And that also probably helped with the downfall. But regardless of that, 5 years later, they sold it because they kind of needed it. And they did make $15 million. So they made about $10 million off of But somebody was saying, had they just kept hold of that, now mind you, nobody would have done that because it's almost 30 years.
And you can't
keep
see
on, and nobody's going
you
to
have
do that.
no idea.
But Sega be worth over $1 trillion now had they held on.
They
to
never
that.
would have had to been bought by Sammy
Wild.
or none of that.
Yeah.
Maybe they would still be in the console business. Who knows?
I
don't know.
I doubt it.
Nah,
but-
because you'd have some weird president would come in from Sega of Japan or Sega of USA, whichever. It would have messed something up. They would try to come out with the scheme cast or something. Some weird system, and they would have just shot themselves in the foot.
Shot themselves in the farting foot. Bro.
Man, listen. So Friday night's Smee Films said, I strongly believe Universal Pictures should have bought Warner Brothers. Now, okay, and there's a lot of people that have feelings. They feel like Paramount is better, probably because they respect that Paramount is a studio and they would know what to do with it, or Universal will be better because they're a studio and know what to do with it. The difference is, to me, is that it's because Netflix isn't already a studio and isn't taking a studio away and trying to merge them and then having massive layoffs. No, they're just integrating the existing studio into their network. You don't have to get rid of anybody. Warner Brothers can still act like they want to act. They're just owned by Netflix now.
Yeah, I like more the idea of a new player, so to speak, getting a new part versus something that's already in that same zeitgeist, just getting another thing that's in their same zeitgeist where it says, okay, we're just expanding. Like, no. This is somebody that's going to come in and think of it differently. It's like, okay, how can we use this studio space to improve our brand? And, instead of, we got a studio already, now we just need to grab Warner Brothers and add it to the rest of the studio that we already have.
Well, you heard that supposedly the reason why Paramount / Skydance wanted Warner Brothers was not for this stuff. They wanted it for CNN. So they can pump fake news out there because you got somebody
and also
who
to
consistently
neuter them from dissing the president.
Yeah.
Dissing the president.
And to me, that in and of itself is just dumb anyway. But we all understand that is how the world works, unfortunately. But from a creative standpoint, I'd rather somebody that's creative get a hold of it and have that new asset, be able to use that new asset in a different way. Because otherwise, Paramount, it'd be the same old business.
Right.
Universal, honestly, in my opinion, it'd be the same old business because they're all old studios.
And honestly, if we're keeping it a buck, historically over the last 5 years, who has banked more wins outside of Disney than Warner Brothers has.
Yeah.
None of them have. Warner Brothers has had hit after hit after hit after hit for years.
Yeah, they've got some heavy hitting franchises, man.
They got the Matrix.
Harry Potter. They got Matrix. Well, Matrix to a lesser extent now after that last one.
No. I mean, even talk recently. Barbie was theirs. Oppenheimer was theirs.
Yeah.
Casablanca?
That's old, but yes.
No, I'm talking about recently. Recently, I'm just saying recently in the last 2 years.
I'm just saying though, they own that classic movie. That's
Oh yeah, they have a lot of classics under their belt.
No, 100%. Sure. But I'm just saying, in the recent track record, Warner Brothers has been killing it.
Oh yeah, Harry Potter is a $1 billion franchise easily, even with the spinoff, the Fantastic Beasts or whatever. Like Oppenheimer was $1 billion, Barbie was $1 billion, so like they've got some hits for sure.
Yeah.
Supposedly they're doing another series on HBO, Harry Potter.
Sinners. Thank you, Women in Solid X. I was also one of theirs. I mean, hey man, they've been killing it, and it's because they're, like you like to say, they like to take chances. They try new shit.
When you try new shit, sometimes you succeed. Now going back to Chitlin, one person a long time ago said, "Let me try this," and apparently he liked it enough that it's still around today. Because he tried.
I like eating shit.
No,
because
it's cheap. New shit.
Because it's
you see what
cheap.
I'm saying?
He did try some new shit. It's because it's cheap.
Yeah.
It's probably outside of the feet. Because I don't like pigs. I don't like. Yeah, it's a definite throwaway part. Because I don't like pig's feet either.
Yeah, no. And when it comes to almost anything, if you try stuff, if you stop doing stuff the old school, because unfortunately, I am going to go back to Sega. Their issue is because the reason why Sony is what they are, and they're not the reason, because two companies passed on them. Nintendo screwed them over, and when Sony went to Sega after that, like, hey, we can, take on them. Yeah. The president at the time was like, "You guys don't know nothing about making video games. Like, are you fucking daft? You should look at what they got and be like, you know what? This looks like it'd be great. Let's do this."
Not only that. Imagine being Sega in Japan, mind you, sitting there with the biggest company in Japan coming to you and say, "Hey, we want to work together." Nah. Y'all don't know nothing about games.
Because they know about all this other stuff. It's like they knew about making Walkmans and TVs and blah, blah, blah. But they never made a system before. And I'm like, that makes no sense. It was like, I know how to make systems.
That's what I'm saying.
You know how to make hardware. It's peanut butter and chocolate. Let's fucking make some Reese's.
Exactly. But yeah, that's wild right there, man.
I want to address Iguana Man's comment here. He says Netflix got this big from betting on the original movies, television, giving smaller directors a chance. They were a decade early with trying new things. That part is true. He also said earlier, Netflix is technically a studio. I agree and disagree at the same time. Netflix, essentially, they may bankroll things, but they're literally just doing licenses. Outside of like K-pop Demon Hunter and a few other things that they literally just bought outright. You think back to Daredevil and Iron Fist and Jessica Jones and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Those were licensed. Somebody else made that. They just distributed it. So they didn't really own it. They don't really own a lot of things of their own. They own Bridgerton, yes. They own House of Cards. They own Stranger Things.
Orange is the New Black.
Orange is the New Black, right? I'm drawing a blank, but a lot of the other things that they have are licensed from other people.
I think it's not even just that, though. I don't think there's a physical Netflix studio. I think literally when they were making most of their stuff, they basically rented space in other studios.
Right.
Now they will actually own a studio space and not have to spend that money. And it's like, this is our space. We can use it however we need to use it.
And Wolverine Solid X, you literally just you just made my point for me. Netflix had Marvel Daredevil. They had it because they licensed it for a period of time. They didn't own it. They didn't make it. ABC Television and Marvel did. They own it. That's why it's over on Disney Plus now. So that has happened time over time. And Netflix is full of a bunch of other people's stuff that they've made, and they just showing it. They slap the word Netflix original while it's on there.
Like the new Ranma or
exactly. They don't own that
Lucifer.
shit.
They did
Lucifer, same deal.
Sakamoto Days, this is anime that was going to come out regardless. And somebody who had the power is like, I like that. Let's get it from him and put it exclusively on our stream.
And the thing is like a lot of people might not like that thought process, but that's how they started off as mail order DVD or mail rental DVD, and look where they are now. They're one of the biggest like entertainment conglomerates in the world.
Yeah.
So apparently they got people that's in there making the smart moves when they need to make the smart moves. That's why I appreciate them getting Warner Brothers more so than any of these other old studios.
100%.
Because it's like they're ready to make those moves. Can you imagine with the way James Gunn thinks? Now you got somebody at Netflix behind him that's like, bro, if it makes money, go do it. Because that's how Disney used to be with Kevin Feige. That's why Marvel is where it. Yeah, they've kind of messed up a little bit along the way.
They're going to try to reverse that. Watch.
They have to. With this, they have to.
No, not just with that. Not trying to pivot, but
go ahead.
What's the name of it? I can't get it. Avengers.
Doomsday?
Doomsday. I don't know why I keep wanting to say Endgame. Endgame is already out.
Yeah.
But they're saying that Doomsday more than likely might erase everything because it's supposed to be a direct sequel to Endgame.
Which is cool.
How do you make a direct sequel to Endgame when you got 8 years of stuff out already?
Oh, yeah.
Things about to get erased.
No, which is cool. But like I said, I think Disney kind of lost their way in between because they were trying to do the multiverse thing, and then COVID hit and messed up a whole bunch of plans, and I get that. But back in the day, they were gunslingers when they were making these movies. They were taking chances
because they needed content.
They were doing just crazy stuff, and it was just working. Now that Netflix has got Warner Brothers, and then James Gunn is still there at the helm, more than likely.
Yep.
They better be on their game because now that you got two studios that are gonna be like, okay,
literally he has a blank check.
Yeah, now we ready to work and make this. We basically trying to be the next thing because whether you like all the MCU or not, it's still $22 some billion worth of profit in them films. That's a lot. So. And anybody that's sitting there with some superhero properties is salivating of like, we can do that too.
So the Iguana Man brought up Chris Evans's The Gray Man, which was directed by the Russo brothers for Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah. Case in point, Iguana Man, and how this whole thing type thing works. It is the production company for that was AGBO, Roth Kirschbaum, and Roth Kirschbaum Films. It was only distributed by Netflix. So you know what that tells me is that they paid for financing to get it made, but they only have a license for so long. Once that license is over, that's off of Netflix. They don't own it anymore. They can't take it anywhere. Like similar to the way that Coogler did with Sinners. With Sinners, like Warner Brothers, you can have this for a little bit of time, but after a certain time, that's mine. It comes to me.
Yeah.
So
it's
the same thing.
It is very.
The fact that he was able to do that, man.
It's amazing.
Because again, he's Coogler has got hit after hit after hit. He's solid. Like that's like I said, that's the reason he was able to make that deal. But to be because he's still a young filmmaker by all intents and purposes of looking at it. So for him to be able to make that type of deal that early in his career that's amazing right there, man.
And here's the other thing, about the whole Paramount and Netflix and the hostile takeover. You were asking how is it a hostile takeover? What they're doing, right? So the hostile takeover, the difference is that because they were mad that their bid wasn't accepted, they decided to say that we're going to go directly to your shareholders because the bid was going to the board. Okay. Now they're saying that, we're going to influence the shareholders to reject your recommendation and go with our thing. That's what's called. That's why it's a hostile takeover.
Yeah, they're trying to fatten the pockets of the people
exactly
versus
to influence essentially by their votes essentially, right? Okay. But here's the problem with that, right? Paramount ain't gonna bid the little clause that they have in there right up front. Netflix has said, if this deal does not go through for any reason at all, no fault of yours, you get $5.8 billion straight up.
Oh,
you can't beat that.
No, you can't.
You cannot beat that.
Damn.
That's how so assured they are that this thing is going to go through. They will say, you know what? If this thing doesn't go through, we'll just give you $5.8 billion.
That's not bad.
But shareholders going to say no to that.
Hell no. Yeah, shit.
Man, listen.
That's the thing, man. They playing on a whole crazy level of just money back and forth. But it's like, again, I understand why Paramount is trying to do what they're going to do, but I don't want any old studio to have it. I'm just being real.
Right.
Like there's no old studio that's worth giving Warner Brothers to because it's going to be the same. Disney doesn't.
Disney.
Disney would have potentially got it, but like Disney, I think is sitting in a spot where they're
fine.
not so much fine. They're kind of in a weird rebuild mode in some of their stuff because yes, they killed it with Zootopia recently, but
crazy.
But at the same time, it's like people have been complaining about the MCU, whether you're on that fence or not. And people have been complaining about just all the other stuff that they do. Star Wars
stuff.
So Disney can't buy another thing. They can't have another big toy right now.
They already got. Yeah, they just. I mean, really think about it. Are we like in maybe a year with them buying Fox or 2?
About 2 years, probably. Yeah, because yes, at least 2 years. Because remember, Deadpool Wolverine was like the first thing that came out from the after the merger.
Okay.
Or with
they've
the
owned
purchase.
Fox for a while now. It's been a while since
maybe it's 3. It might be 3 years,
Yeah,
but like either way, they just got a bunch of big things in a row. They got Star Wars, they got Marvel, they got Fox, and they got a stake in WWE. It's for
ESPN.
through ESPN. So it's like focus on what you got to do first and get all that stuff. Because if they suddenly got all the DC stuff too,
now they got to produce that as well, right?
Right. Not saying that they couldn't, but
right.
But here's the thing, though, too. You mean because like if I just remember, they did just release a Fantastic Four movie, which was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
It was good, but had the lowest premiere numbers on Disney Plus that they've ever.
Wow. It's probably because they didn't push it. Because when I found out it was on Disney Plus, I was like, oh, it's on Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know. Like, you usually hear about that stuff.
Okay,
Thank you, Harrison Martin. Appreciate
6 years
that.
since it's been
6
finalized.
years.
Wow.
Yeah, I knew
Time is just flying, man.
Yeah. The other aspect, some people were talking about this in the chat earlier. There was zero valuation for Warner Brothers games. So we're talking like the Arkham series, Hogwarts Legacy, and NetherRealm Studios got zero value. Like it wasn't even factored into the bid at all.
I can understand that.
I can understand it as well. Right.
Go ahead.
No,
because for me, it's like you just named the only games that I can remember recently from there. No, he mentioned it. He mentioned Mortal Kombat.
NetherRealm Studios.
NetherRealm is all the Mortal Kombat stuff. The Harry Potter game, which I still didn't buy. I've heard about but didn't buy. And then, of course, the Arkham stuff. Arkham was their best stuff, and then they shit all over it with Gotham Knights and that Suicide Squad game.
Oh, that Suicide Squad movie was game was
Oh man, and don't even get me started. The Wonder Woman game with the Nemesis system. Shit.
Oh, the way they canceled that, man.
Yeah.
I wanted that to come out so bad.
Yeah. I'm just still wondering, it's like the studio that did that
They still have them?
Okay, so they still own this system?
Yeah, Monolith. Yeah, they still got them.
Yeah.
Okay, shit.
They just ain't done shit with
Well,
them.
the thing is, the patent is locked up until 2036.
Mm-hmm.
So
By then,
somebody
going to care.
No. They said it's that revolutionary where it's like if they suddenly started using it even then, because what it does, because I had to look it up because Megatron was always mentioning it. Essentially, what it does is like, for example, I think it was the first used in Shadow Mordor or whatever.
Oh, it's great.
The orcs and whatnot. It's very much similar to what you were talking about with Grand Theft Auto, where the cops will start to learn and figure out what you're doing and kind of get patterns and stuff. The orcs would, because normally you think orcs, okay, mindless, just kill them, cannon fodder.
Right.
Nah, bro. After a while, they're like, okay, he killed us going this way. Let's come around this side. Or let's flank, and they start doing stuff like real people would do.
Right.
It was it was a very advanced AI for games. So it's like. That's why he's saying, they need to start using it because it would be revolutionary for a lot of these games. Because we've all played like Dynasty. What was it? Dynasty Warriors. Man, just cutting down thousands of people, but it's all the same thing over and over. Imagine if they started. Okay, hold on. Let's strategize. Let's come around and you know what I'm saying. I would love to see that implemented in more games, but since that patent is locked up for so long, only Warner Brothers could use it.
Hopefully, Netflix will be. Get some buyers on that or something where they'll be like, hey, like a Rockstar or what's the other one? Comes out that does a lot of. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Rockstar.
I was trying to.
You just saying
Ubisoft?
Sure. Somebody just like, let us license this system. And they were like, all right.
Yeah, like that system is so good. Why won't you treat it like it's the Unreal Engine and just license that shit out? That would be great. Imagine a Grand Theft Auto that had the Nemesis system, but it was applied to the cops.
Old school.
Like, man, that would be
like
great.
You said, that's why you want somebody who might have some fresh
fresh ideas.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and like I said, I think of Netflix, because imagine that's the one thing that they haven't conquered. I don't think there's any as far as true game studio. Netflix doesn't have one. Now they potentially do.
Yeah.
And as big a company as they are, I'm sure they can carve off a division of like some good executives and be like, hey, let's make some games.
Systems.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let's make some games. So if, like I said, I'd rather Netflix get it than anybody else, only in the sense of they're younger, they're hungry. Even with all their success, they're showing that they're still hungry. All these other ones have been sitting there for 100+ years, being fat cats. It's like you're not gonna do nothing new. Like what's the outside of Star Trek? What's the last Paramount thing you've ever been excited about?
Not me, but Mission Impossible for some people.
Well, no, Mission Impossible, but even that just
Mission
ended.
Impossible and Top Gun.
I like
Tom Cruise. So okay,
Tom
so
Cruise.
2 Tom Cruise things.
Didn't Paramount release that mummy shit, or was that what?
What mummy shit?
They were trying to do the monster.
Oh no, that was Universal. Universal has
Universal.
the Monster Universe.
Yeah. But like, I'm just being real. Like, when's the last time you've been excited about Paramount stuff? Not really. I mean, like, they started off the MCU and Disney came in and was like, we'll take that.
Sonic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sonic was good, except for the third one in that theater. I like the movie.
I like the movie.
I like the
Yeah,
movie.
theater.
The movie
Theater
itself
took
was
away
great.
a lot of
Yeah, it was the
freaking what you
theater,
call
Yeah.
it for 'em.
Okay, Tulsa King.
Tulsa
All right.
King. Yeah, no,
But
that's good.
like I said,
That's
as
a
far
TV
as
show.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Paramount,
general interest, yeah.
Paramount as a name does not carry the weight they used to. They just don't. Universal, Fast and the Furious, and what else? You know what I'm saying? And even Fast and the Furious isn't that big. I mean, it's great, it's fun, but it's not like something.
Someone's still gonna care when Fast 10 2 comes out.
I am.
It should have came out a long ass
come on,
time
man.
ago.
I'm waiting.
Didn't they say it was supposed to come out the following year?
Possibly,
It's been 2
but
years now.
Has it been 2
Okay.
years?
There's Transformers,
Transformers.
but even that's old. Like those
Yeah.
most recent 2 films have been good. I will give you that. But like I said, Paramount back in the day, Universal back in the day, like what was another one of the old studios besides Warner Brothers? Because obviously Warner Brothers is the one that's
MGM.
Which is now
MGM.
owned by,
Amazon.
Yeah, so MGM, Bond movies, and just this stuff like Rocky. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have heavy hitting names like that anymore from these old studios. You just don't.
And that's because they like Dot likes to say they are risk averse. They don't want to take no chances.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they don't
Nobody
want
wants to
to
take
try nothing new.
Even as goofy as it was, Red Notice, I enjoyed Red Notice. It wasn't great by any stretch, but like you got The Rock, Gal Gadot, and Ryan Reynolds together in a movie. Just at kind of the height of like their popularity at that moment.
Yeah, Red One was another thing that they.
That's what I was mentioning. Red One. So it's
You
like
said Red Notice.
I'm sorry, Red. That's
Red Notice.
Red
Red
One-
Notice
Red-
was another one of theirs,
well,
but
Red Notice is the one with The Rock, Gal Gadot. Red One is the one with The Rock and J.K. Simmons. That's a Christmas movie.
correct.
Yeah, so Red Notice. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I meant to say Red Notice.
Yeah.
And then what was it? The one with Batista, the zombies. It was like
Oh, Army of the Dead.
Army of the Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that one.
Yeah, like I
I'm
said,
a
there's
sucker
been
for
good
zombie
stuff.
movies.
Yeah, there's
I love
been
zombie
good
movies,
stuff.
but that one it wasn't bad, but it just doesn't have the feel of how zombie movies used to be.
What does that even mean?
Well, zombie movies were all about the people, not so much the zombies. It was about whatever situation. Because if you go back to Night of the Living Dead, the original Night of the Living Dead, what was it about? It was about these people in this house trying to, survive the night and the conflicts that they were having.
Yeah.
The one in the in the mall,
Dawn
Dawn
of
of
the
the Dead.
Yeah.
It was about we have everything in the world that we could ever need, and we have nothing.
Yeah.
Like type stuff, and they don't. It's different. So
I get you because it's a lot of them focus on the gore and the action and the not so much the. I see what you're saying. Not so much the human element of the zombie movie.
Yeah.
That's the one time when the human element is actually what you want, because otherwise it's like there's no other story to be told.
Yeah.
But Dawn of the Dead was fun just in the sense of, like you said, you're in a mall, so you kind of have except you had that asshole security guy who's gonna lock y'all up. You don't want y'all running around stealing shit.
You're
It's
talking
like,
about
bro,
the remake. I was talking about the original.
Oh, no,
The original
absolutely an
one.
original for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that the remake is the one that I always remember, just because I remember going to the theater to see that
Yeah,
one.
I was there.
Yeah,
I was there. We were all there.
Yeah, yeah.
Over there.
I like that one too, but the original one, that was my favorite one because literally they're in there, all the food. They're in the bank like, oh, look, we got all this money. What are you gonna spend it on? I mean, the arcades.
Arcade's still good. Yeah.
their arcade was like weird old games that weren't really video games.
Oh yeah. Oh, like an actual quote unquote where the name arcade came from, like the old timey.
Well, they did have arcade because you saw game with two gun shooters.
Wild
Quick,
Gunman?
maybe no, it wasn't Wild Gunman, but it was like you could move around and you shoot at each other, and that was one of the early ones. But then they had a racing game where it wasn't video game; it was like an actual
car,
kind of like a car, but it was moving through like
yeah. No, I got you.
stuff. So
Yeah, like I said, it's been a very long time since I've seen that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, the mall one, because remember Zack Snyder did that one,
Oh,
so
yeah.
No. He's saying it's not a video game in
Video
that
game.
sense. It's a.
Oh,
I know what
yeah.
he's. I know what he's
remember
talking
what he's
about. I
talking
just
about,
can't
too.
remember what they call
Yeah, I
it.
think I know what he's talking about. Too.
Yeah, because the term arcade does come from collection of those. They weren't carnival games, so to speak, but they were still kind of like penny arcade fun stuff, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where the term arcade actually comes from. Lethal Enforcers. Nah,
What the heck
not
was
quite
that?
that.
It was like a
Yeah,
pixel.
we're gonna have to find that
It
out.
was literally like a
Yeah.
pixel game you saw, and they shoot at each other. And I think Nintendo might have made it, but I'm not.
Time Crisis.
Wow,
This
nah,
dude about to throw out everything now.
You way too far in the future
Light,
for
you
that.
talk about light gun games. I'm doing this. Pew pew.
Yeah. Nah,
But yeah, no, man. I think I was apprehensive at first about Netflix owning it, but now I think I'm pretty happy that it ended up this way, because everybody else kind of didn't want Warner Brothers. They kind of wanted to strip mine it and then sell off the rest.
Exactly. There's too much there to just piece this off, piece this. Like no.
Yeah.
If you have all of that under
It's called Gunfight.
Really? Oh, fair enough. If you have all of that under one roof and you got a lot of young, creative minds that can actually do stuff with it, man, that's a gold mine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now the thing that I've been, everybody's been trying to like push out or trying to say is that because Zack Snyder is, I don't know if he's like he directed a couple of movies on Netflix.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
And everyone was like wondering if they're going to push out James Gunn.
Nope.
I know that, but the diehards are talking.
No,
Snyderverse.
I hear that, but I
oh.
think when they closed, Sarandos pretty much just said, DC Studios, we finally see that there's actually, DC has signs of life now.
Yeah.
Keep doing exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
James Gunn's going nowhere.
No,
He's going nowhere.
I know that.
Yeah. So,
But you know how those.
I know how those types are.
The Snyderverse.
Which is why I was glad
Snyder
that
fans?
I know how they are. That's why I'm glad they said exactly what they said. Like, get that shit out of here. For once and for all, let that shit die.
Yeah.
No more Snyderverse crap.
I mean, Snyder, like I said, Snyder has his moments, but if you can't bring Superman and Batman together and make $1 billion, something's wrong. Especially during the time when theaters were still theaters, like hot and people was going to movies and stuff.
Oh yeah.
You have those two names and you didn't cross $1 billion, something's wrong. So
Yeah.
I don't understand why the Snyderverse cult won't go away. The Snyderverse wasn't that good.
It really wasn't.
Wasn't that good?
It fulfilled all their edgelordy, fantasies
What
about.
edgelordy fantasy? Because look, we've talked about this ad nauseum, and I'm gonna give you something real quick because we always said in Man of Steel, he could have saved everybody during that tornado, and you wanna know how I know that? Watch this.
I know, absolutely.
Yeah.
He's fast enough to watch the
You
Flash.
see that?
Exactly.
He saw the Flash running at him, which means he could have done anything.
Oh, I know
right
that.
there. So
I
I
know
don't
that.
even understand.
I
That
know
one scene right there, though it was hype. It's like, come on now.
Well, my man, God, what was Kevin Costner was like?
No, son.
He's
Like,
like,
come
By
on,
the time
bro.
he even
By
had
the time he
raised
even
his
like,
hand,
Parker
he'd
could
have
have
been
grabbed
over
him
there.
already.
Yeah.
He could have saved
He'd have been like-
everybody.
he'd have been like this, be like,
dispersed
right.
the tornado.
And he would have been
Like,
raising his hand. He
He
was like,
stay
"Wait
back.
a minute." Right.
Like, you already been over there. Like, come
Right,
on,
exactly. Dad, what you worried about? I got
bro.
you.
Right.
And
It's like,
the
I got
dog.
you. Nobody saw it.
Right. And nobody saw you. You're like, come on.
Like,
man.
come on, man.
Come on, man.
Anyway. Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I don't understand. James Gunn so far has done tremendously better, in my honest opinion, because they gave me a Superman that feels like how Superman is. He's not. Superman to me has never, and though he could be, but there's different. And I could be wrong because, as me, I'm the least read comic book reader back here. But I've watched a lot of the cartoons. I have talked to you about how Superman and how he is, that he doesn't see himself as perfect as he supposedly
Exactly.
can
Right.
be, and he acts as such. And he doesn't go all the way out, because if he did go all the way out,
He would hurt
he could
someone.
anatomized this planet.
Mhm.
So he doesn't do that. So therefore, anyway.
Well,
what
I
I'm
mean,
getting
and not just that, but like you said, he doesn't see himself as a god, whereas these other people, the Snyderverse guys, they do see him as a god.
Yeah.
No, he's a man that has great abilities and just wants to do good. If he didn't have his powers, he still would be trying to help people.
Exactly.
Because that's who he is.
Well,
Anyway.
Not even just that part of it. I mean, it's always been the issue with Snyder's version of it is Batman and Superman are like both right here in the way they act. It's like,
Yeah.
Batman,
You can't have that.
Batman is the moody, like jaded one, and
Right.
especially because he was older, it's like, yeah, absolutely. Superman's supposed to be that hopeful person.
I got Superman brooding in the fucking rain. Superman wasn't real. He was just a dream of a farmer.
Yeah, it's like, and the worst part is they had the perfect person to play him.
They did,
'Cause
man.
I-
They ruined. They
I have
wasted
nothing
it.
against Corn Sweat at all,
Me
because he
either.
did well.
Yes, he did.
But damn it, Henry Cavill was
Henry
like right
Cavill
there, bro, and he was doing
Yes.
good. It's just he had nothing to work with.
And I think that is why I'll never forgive that man, because you wasted. Outside
Batman,
of Christopher Reeve, he was the best possible casting.
I mean, yeah, I agree with Wolverine. Batman was dark as hell. He was literally
He's supposed
murdering.
to be.
He was no, he
But he
was
was also
murdering.
murdering.
No, I get that. His Batman,
was
his
branding
Batman,
them like, oh,
branding them using 50 cals in the Batmobile. Like, what are we
He was
doing? here?
gunning people down,
Like,
man.
what are we doing?
I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
This Batman didn't give a damn.
No,
He was like, fuck the rubber bullets, man. I was
Right.
like, I don't even
No,
care
no,
no more.
No, he
I'm
got
just
armor
going.
piercing,
that's
man.
the
He
Batman
got-
that killed Joker because the Joker killed his Robin, right?
Right, but
he was spewing hot lead out of that Batmobile.
right, but it's like that's very close to like how Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man was. He was just like, well, once Gwen died, I became rageful.
Right.
Batman
Stop pulling
is
punches.
always that guy, but he
Yes.
always stops himself before he goes too far.
Mm-hmm.
This Batman was like, skip that, man. I'm going past the line, and we still going.
Mm-hmm.
I'm carrying guns in the future. I'm like, okay, this.
I mean, man, they literally turned that motherfucker into the Grim Knight.
Yeah, he was the Punisher Batman after a while. I'm like, that's not Batman. But
And that
whatever.
that whole nightmare scenario shit where the Joker appeared at the end and he was talking to him. He was like, "If you make no mistake, I will fucking go." Like, well,
Yeah.
motherfucker, why haven't you done it already?
Exactly.
Like, you should have been killed this
Yeah,
motherfucker.
exactly.
You gonna do it?
Kill him.
Kill him.
He didn't kill him, man.
No, he didn't.
Nah,
but he said
he-
he was like, "Make no mistake, I will kill you."
Yeah,
And
okay.
I'm like,
Yeah.
that was that Snyder cut.
what?
thing.
Yeah, in the Snyder Cut version.
Yeah.
And then also, even in the Batcave, like you said, they had the Robin costume, which is dark as hell. Like the Robin
Right.
costume was like brown. I'm like, bro, like, what? At first, it took me like a second watch this. Oh, that's Robin's costume. Oh, okay. That's
"Aha, jokes on you, Batman."
yeah. So again, there was moments of it that I liked, but the Snyderverse is truly dead and truly done.
Thank God.
You know.
Yeah,
You
some
know?
of his parts just didn't amount to much of
Yeah, we
really anything.
we always go back to my favorite part, man. That girl sniffing Aquaman's sweater, randomly,
out the
yeah,
song.
randomly singing. I know Ben Affleck was standing there like, I gotta film this for real. Like Zach,
It's
you
weird.
brought me back
For this.
to add another
Bruh.
5 minutes with this chick singing.
Yeah, bruh.
He was,
Jason Momoa's
right.
sweater.
He was sitting there. He looked over like this. Like what? This is what we filming?
Right.
Bruh.
Like, okay, man. I get hero worship and worshiping dudes that you think are, but it was just everything about that was just.
I remember sitting there watching that the first time, because slow motion enough. Because my man loves his slow motion, but
Didn't Diana falling into the cave wasn't that slow motion too?
nah, she fell in. She dropped down quick, like she just dropped into the thing.
okay.
or
I
whatever.
thought that was.
Oh, you're
slow
talking
motion.
about during the fight?
Well,
But that was-
I thought,
that was
no,
all-
I thought that's when she was
No,
going
no,
to
no.
investigate.
No,
Okay.
she just dropped in.
Okay.
But did her superhero landed? But like,
Yeah.
when she just suddenly started singing and just picked up his sweater at the end and sniffed it, I'm like, this can't be real, man. This has to be one of those rough cuts. They're like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this scene. We're gonna run the rough cut. That's what it felt like. It felt like literally like this is a test audience scene. Like this was supposed to have been cut out, and I'm just sitting there like, they really left this in there.
Man, yeah, everything about
Bro.
that was just.
That was so. I don't even like the word cringe, but that moment was
totally
cringe,
cringe,
man.
man.
Like,
Totally cringe.
I'll be honest with you. When she first started singing, I stayed on it for about a minute, and I said, "Man, I can't do this." I was like, "I can't."
like skip,
fuck
skip.
this. I skipped that shit, man. I was like, and I was like, I don't know, was it like 5 minutes or something like that?
She was there for a minute because it
Oh,
was.
I
She was
didn't. I don't
reminiscent
know
of the
because
time
I didn't.
where he came into her window,
Right.
threw that back out. He
Right.
was like, he was singing all about it because it put her in a
It's like,
place.
imagine the roles being reversed and it was a guy sniffing a girl sweater like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Bro.
Oh,
Yeah.
Man,
cancel culture all over.
dude, whoever that actor would have been canceled. They'd be like, bro,
Yeah, exactly.
you did this. Like, man, they paid me though.
Exactly.
It's like, bro,
It'd be Harrison Martin is like, the point of it was, nobody knows what the point was.
yeah,
Nobody knows what the point was. We don't get it.
dude.
Like, what was the whole point?
that-
Like, you're singing to this dude, like, and you're
it's
just
like
having
it's
it
like
just
he's
to have it?
long gone,
Right.
long since left. Like,
You
Ben's
just,
been
you
out.
just still staring at him like he's gonna hear you, huh?
Yep, that.
Siren songs, shit like that.
Right.
Come back.
And Bruce is just sitting there, just looking at her like,
Dude,
"Are
that's
you
that's
for real?"
that scene is so funny, man. Like it's like I know he didn't do it up. Maybe he did do it up purpose. He's
Yeah,
like,
but,
look, I don't
but
care.
Ben was looking at him like, come on, you got to be fucking with me, right?
Hold on. Speaking of Snyder, did you rewatch Sucker Punch?
I have not gone back to
Okay.
rewatch it just
Okay.
yet. I've been meaning to for some time because I was disappointed in the theater as I was expecting something that was more. Yeah.
Wait, because we all went as a group to see that.
Yeah,
if I
we
remember
did.
right.
It
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
It just felt like a long ass music video to me, and I was just
Yeah.
like, "This was not what I was signing up for." A long ass.
I ain't gonna lie,
video.
it was dope though. I mean,
I mean, like I said, he knows how to do good visuals, and the story
yeah.
was
No-
kind of
no
like,
question.
But maybe this weekend.
Would I hire?
I watch Glass Onion.
Would I hire? Glass Onion. Yes, you do. It's so fucking good. Would I hire Snyder as a cinematographer for? Shit, would I put him on Doomsday for a cinematographer? Absolutely.
Ooh. He is
That's a
very
cinematographer. That's not director.
No, a cinematographer, if you really think about it, is a second director in a lot of ways.
No, I don't want that.
No, for real. Because think
don't
about
want
it. Like, because the guy that did Any Given Sunday,
Yeah.
the cinematographer on that directed this other film, other independent film that they shot here in Detroit. So I actually got to sit and talk with him for about that whole film. But if you think about Any Given Sunday, as visual as that movie is, him as the cinematographer, he kind of directed part of that movie because the way that movie flows and feels is based on those looks. Now, granted, the director has to sign off on it.
Sure.
But if you put somebody like Snyder in the cinematography chair, he still has a director's eye. He's going to shape a lot of stuff in that film, and it's not going. I don't think it's going to work.
Never mind that his style probably would clash with the Russos, and it would be a whole.
He probably wouldn't want to work for Disney anyway.
Yeah,
For him, and again, he's a director, being a cinematographer now would be a downgrade.
I guess I
It
don't want his visual talent to go to waste. Like I just don't want him in control of the story or pacing or any of that other stuff. Just let the man just shoot shit. Have somebody else edit it and put it
So
together.
basically, you want Michael Bay directing. Zack Snyder.
I don't know if I want that, man.
Could you imagine how weird that movie would be?
Yeah.
I don't know if I
Explosions,
want
but
that.
that whole grainy like visual.
So if it was Michael Bay and Zack Snyder, we would get slow motion explosions.
Absolutely. You know that one shot they use in every right. You know that shot they use in every single Bad Boys movie where they like have them standing up in the frame as the camera goes around. Imagine that with Snyder's slow motion.
Yeah.
You'd be sitting there like, bro, if y'all don't fucking hurry up and stand up. You'd be like, every time they about to go to that shot, I'm going to the bathroom. I'll be back by the time they done.
Just imagine that, like, what was it 300? That
goodness.
shit. Just think about that, like that.
300 was the shit though. I love 300. Like 300 was. Well, the second one was just uninspired, and again, it had the Sin City syndrome. It came too damn late.
Yeah,
it's like y'all took too damn long. It wasn't terrible, but it's like at the same time, it was a lesser battle that most people don't even think about or care about. And 300, the graphic novel was classic. So like being able to adapt that was just great. You didn't really need to go to the second thing.
Exactly. 300 like Watchmen was pretty much a paint by numbers. All he had to do was just follow the graphic novel.
Yeah,
pretty much.
So now I'm understanding why people don't like the live action Watchmen
TV show.
movie. No, I like the TV show.
Oh,
I'm talking
you're saying
about
that why a lot of people don't like the movie?
the
Why
movie
that?
is because it didn't have the feel of what the comics supposed to have represented, which had to do with fascism and and all this other stuff. And,
it took a lot of that out.
And even with because there's like the comedian was a fascist, big time, in the comic, but they didn't really portray that in the movie. It was just a lot of stuff. The same thing they were saying with the what's the hell's his name with the mask and the Rorschach. He's like he is a horrible person. He is not the hero. He's not. And they kind of made him like a hero type person. He's not. He is like really terrible person the way he thinks about people. He's also, a fascist and all this other stuff. And it was
because Rorschach is he's so deep. He's like the Question in that he's so deep in his
even more so than that.
But he's like the Question to the nth degree.
They were saying something about how what did it say about it was like his landlord or whatever, and his landlord. His kids were making noise or something like that, and he says, "Well, I'm going to have to investigate something." And it was like a red pillar type ideology in his brain. Yeah. Even though he's the one that fucking stinks and has no job and has all this other stuff, but he's thinking about her in that aspect. Yeah. So, and that's like they kind of took that out of they took a lot of the context out, which to me, I still enjoyed the movie, but when you start hearing about that stuff, I was like, wow, maybe because like if you
they focus too much on Dr. Manhattan. Dr. Manhattan and his blue penis.
Yeah.
No, they did. I mean, they said the same thing with what's name with
the visuals exactly.
Yeah. No, they did with V for Vendetta. V is an asshole in the graphic novel.
Oh, absolutely.
That's probably why. What's his name? Not Grant Morrison. What's the other dude?
Hugo Weaving.
No, not the actor, Mr. Burton.
Alan Moore.
Alan Moore didn't like any.
Well, Alan Moore doesn't like any of the stuff. He doesn't like any of the translations of his stuff.
Exactly. I said they probably didn't translate it right.
Well, and I can understand that, but at the same time,
he'll never be happy with anything.
Yeah, but for me, I enjoyed Watchmen because I was disconnected. I had never read the book, and I read it after. I read it after the fact, and I was like, okay, I get it. Yeah. At the same time, you still got to entertain people. You can't. It's like, yes, that's a heavy subject matter to cover for a quote unquote popcorn film. So maybe like, okay, they did a TV show later on down the line, but it's like, it was good, but it was just like. There's certain things that just aren't going to translate well for a theater crowd because, like,
no, of course,
I mean that they might be taken out of it because they don't get it. So I get what both people were talking about. I still enjoyed the movie.
No, absolutely.
A couple of things before we wrap up. I just wanted to touch on real brief. So the Emmy Award nominations came out, and so did the Golden Globe nominations came out.
Do those even matter anymore?
They matter in certain aspects, and here's one reason why. It matters in this aspect. For the Emmys, Andor got nothing.
Wow.
I didn't expect it to.
Well, I somewhat did, if only because of some of the performances in there. I kind of thought, especially the lady that played Mon Mothma, she was excellent. I thought she would have got at least a nod or something like that. But Andor got zero.
They don't care about sci-fi. Dido says it all the time.
But it has been nominated before, and it's actually won.
For effects. Sci-fi, unfortunately, is always going to be effects, music, costumes. Those are the three Now, granted, Black Panther got put up for Best Picture, but that was more drama, comic. Sci-fi gets shit on all the time,
or does to an nth degree.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but it's unfortunate because we know Andor was excellently written, excellently performed, and a lot of people are saying that one of the reasons that it didn't. Get nominations because whoever does the award nominations were a little too afraid politically of some of the political messaging.
I want a new awards crew then.
Yeah, I agree. You shouldn't be afraid.
I am so tired of the Oscars, the Emmys, the Golden, like all of them. They pick movies that nobody ever watches. Well, not nobody. Most people do not watch the movies that win, with the exception of the Best Picture. Best Picture is usually something popular, fairly popular, whatever. But like all those other categories, best movie that's all subtitles.
General audiences generally don't watch a lot of those award-winning.
No, No.
films and stuff like that, right?
That's why the MTV Movie Awards, when they first started, was so cool because it was stuff that we actually enjoyed and like made money. Basically, it was doing all the movie, all the money making for all of these studios. Whoa, right?
Coogler turned down his invitation to the Academy. Nobody wants to join. Well, the reason he said he turned it down is because he hates the pressure of feeling like he has to judge other people's work. He doesn't enjoy that aspect of it. He's not about the glitz and the glamour. He just loves making movies. He just wants to focus on that. And his doing his union stuff and his film school. He wants to put his focus and keep his focus on that.
The thing I like about Coogler, and if you've ever seen his breakdown on how he picked the visual formats for Sinners, watch that video because, like, dude is smart, dude. Like, he knows his stuff. He had very particular reasons why he used every single like type of, whether it was 35 millimeter, 70 millimeter, whatever. He had very particular reasons why, and he was breaking it down. It was like so educational, but at the same time, when he did a scene breakdown of from Black Panther, when he did the casino fight, if like the why he had them wear the particular colors he had them wear, it's like that's the type of person that would be great to judge a film, but at the same time, he'd be too good to judge a film. Because it'd be very hard to get you trying to sneak stuff past him. It's like, okay, he's going to pick up on that stuff. So I don't like the idea of and I get why, but I don't like the idea of the filmmakers being the one judging other films. Yeah, potentially theirs too. It needs to just be a group of somebody, but just not filmmakers. Like it's annoying because they always pick
isn't
stuff.
That who's doing it now though?
Possibly, but like. I don't know. We had that one point where there was no black nominees at all. Then all of a sudden we had a whole bunch because they felt like it's like don't do the overcompensation. Yeah, don't do the overcompensation. Just start looking at all these movies evenly instead of this is the last thing I saw, so this is up for a reward. It's like, bro, if Sinners doesn't get any type of nominations this year,
there's a problem.
Yeah, there's a problem. Absolutely a problem.
Did you hear about the Rolling Stone? They did their top 25 movies of 2025, and Sinners was not on there. Yeah. People were like, "What the fuck is?"
Well, we know Rolling Stone is somewhat of a racist.
I wouldn't so much say that. I think the issue you're running into, and let's be real, 2025 did not have a lot of movies anyway.
Yes,
like that are of that
quality,
caliber. That caliber.
Yeah.
Sinners did hit up all the way back in February. So you get that recency bias for a lot of stuff, but Sinners better.
25, if you're going through 25 freaking movies,
I'm with you on that.
Because there was movies that we ain't heard of, like how you said in the Academy, that was on that list, and it wasn't. Wasn't in there.
Was The Rock's movie on there?
Smashing Machine.
Not that I recall.
Was The Long Walk on there?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, listen, you don't remember. Yeah, okay. We'll bring that up maybe next week. We'll bring that up. But like, I want to look into that because if Sinners, even if you didn't like the story, even if people want to say it's a Dusk Till Dawn clone, whatever, the cinematography, just everything about that film, the period piece feel, the costuming, the actual like dialect and the story. If it doesn't get some nomination for something, dude, huge problems in the Academy once again. Because to me, out of all the stuff I've seen this year, and granted I haven't seen a lot, I'm going to go see Kill Bill tomorrow, which of course is an old movie anyway, but like there's not a lot that came out this year that in my opinion beat Sinners. There just isn't. Like out of the stuff that I've seen. Now, granted, I like Knives Out. I want to check that out probably sometime this weekend if I have time. But like, there's really nothing else. The Long Walk, I heard good stuff about it.
One Battle After Another?
I heard that was good, but very, very long.
It was good. It is long.
Yeah.
But Leo does his thing in that movie.
Which is cool. Yeah. But if Sinners isn't up against that for something, you know what I'm saying? Like, it can't just be that Leo movie got nominated and Sinners is just out in the dark. On all categories. If Sinners doesn't at least get nominated for one or two categories, that's some BS. Yeah. Straight up. Like, I don't care. I don't care if you didn't like the film story, whatever. There's something in Sinners that is worth getting nominated. The music, the soundtrack, score, whatever. It was good.
All right.
So
I'm going to hit y'all with this. So the other thing that I wanted to bring up, the last thing before we get out of here, Golden Globe nomination.
All right.
Best animated film.
Yep.
Demon Slayer: The Infinity Castle.
Wow. Anime.
Okay.
I'm mad I missed it.
Yeah.
Theater.
Yeah, Demon Slayer: The Infinity Castle has a Golden Globe nomination for Best Animated Film, and it's an anime, and it's not a Ghibli film. That's huge.
That is definitely huge.
That's huge.
When did K-pop Demon Hunters come out?
That was this year, but it didn't come out in the theaters for long enough to be considered.
Is that a TV series?
No, it was a movie.
Oh, it was a movie.
It was a movie
I
on
didn't know
Netflix.
It was a movie.
Yeah.
I thought it was a series.
Yeah, it was
But
a
it
movie
wasn't
on
in
Netflix.
theaters long enough. Okay.
Right. It wasn't in theaters long enough, but
hey, they gonna try to fix that now.
yeah. So I 1000%. So now I believe Niza 2, which came out over here but didn't do anything. The highest grossing I think animated film period, which made over $2 billion, mostly in China, but didn't do anything over here, wasn't even put up for consideration by China because it did.
It's because you got to advertise things.
Yeah, that is.
Like if you don't advertise things in a way where people who are normies are going to see it, then don't expect it to, because animated films don't just pop out. Oh, you know, they have to see it. And the kids got to be like, I want to go see it. And the parents are going to go take their kids. Well, why do you think Zootopia did so much? And not just because it was a sequel, but it was advertised.
Absolutely.
I think two things went against Niza in this matter. Is that it was too culturally tied to China. Like, okay, Mulan was culturally tied to China, but it was an Americanized one.
Oh, really?
This was purely Chinese, based on Chinese mythology, and it was a sequel. So it wasn't the first movie in the series; it was the sequel to that movie. Yeah, like, and they tried to put that out and say, "Oh, well, you kids, you don't necessarily need to know."
Like the first one was on Netflix.
Exactly. You don't necessarily need to know anything about the movie. Yeah, just go see this in the theater. No, I'm sorry, you can't do that.
Yeah, you gotta at least release the first ones.
Yeah, what's going on? If it hits like that, not all of them are gonna hit like that. So,
hold on. Wolverine Solid X, he said Coogler and Michael B. Jordan have been winning awards the last few weeks for Sinners. Which awards though? And again, I'm not taking anything away from the awards that they win. I'm talking about stuff like the Oscars and I guess Golden Globes as well. Like if they get snubbed on that, then that's just gonna piss me off straight up. Like that's just how I'm looking at it. I'm very sure they've won at a lot of the film festivals and stuff.
100%. And they should.
But I want to see Sinners get his flowers on like those big awards, because if it doesn't, that's just some BS.
Now, let me ask you a question then. When they categorize it, is it categorized as a horror movie or?
And see, I wonder that too.
Yeah. Like, cause you know how horror movies don't really
do jack shit.
But to me, that's.
But Sinners is a crossover type.
Yeah. I understand that.
Something?
Yeah, I think it did.
Probably
I think it did.
Effects or something like
but
that.
No, either way, to me, I've always found that to be dumb. It's like horror can move you just as much as a drama can move you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like I enjoyed, as funny as it was and as crazy and goofy as it was, Cabin in the Woods. Cabin in the Woods was freaking amazing.
Yeah, it was.
And it's
especially
like
that twist at the end. Like, what the fuck?
So it's like, I don't care what the genre is. If it's a good movie, it's a good movie. Period. But they don't look at it that way.
That's snobby enough.
Yeah, I guess not.
Yeah, your movies, you have to only eat
there's
caviar.
that problem. There's that problem.
But that's to me, that's not an award show then. That's a popularity contest.
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree.
maybe, because like in their eyes, again, there's two different types of thinking, and I don't necessarily subscribe to it, but and I'm gonna go to an analogy that I think a lot of people can understand: steak. Right.
All right.
So I remember a long time ago, I went to a really expensive steakhouse, and I paid a lot of money for a steak with me and my ex-wife. A lot of money for a steak, and I'm like, this steak is, it was good, but it's like it can't be that, freaking good. But I didn't have a comparison to. And we were at Granite City, and I believe she ordered a steak, and I was like, you know what? Let me taste this steak, and I still had the memory of that really great steak in my head, and it was just like, holy crap! Yes, there's a between Fleming's and
Granite City.
And Granite City, a huge difference. Now, most of the time we're eating Granite City, and we like Granite City, and Granite City is great. But
because it's more affordable too.
But those people who watch way more movies than us, in their heads, they're always eating Fleming. They're always eating Wagyu. They're always eating this. So when a Fleming or when a Granite City comes out, and it's like, no, this is like what you call it.
I'm not going to debase myself with this lesser film.
And that's kind of how they may think it is. Just because not a lot of people have been exposed to it, not a lot of people have seen it, and the way the movie apparently is put together, supposedly to them, it is the cream of the crop. Now, I can't necessarily I agree with all that stuff because you and I believe this. I watch a lot of movies, and a lot of movies don't get multiple watches, not because they're not good, it's just because I want to move on. Sinners is something I watch more than once.
Yeah.
So I think that for me,
rare for you.
yeah, it is rare because it's like things have to be really, really good. I have to like them a lot to watch them more than
exactly.
once.
Yeah.
I mean, why in the heck would I watch Big Trouble in Little China so much? Because it's amazing. I don't give a shit if you think it's freaking,
No, absolutely.
Kroger freaking sushi. I love it. But
Right.
but I think it's just the way their mentality is, and it's unfortunate in that aspect that's how they see movies, because how I see movies is not necessarily meant to be rated. They're meant to entertain you. How do you feel after you watch this movie? Did you learn something? Did you feel something? Was it laughter, cry, what have you? Did you feel something?
Yeah.
Now, oh my gosh, they didn't freaking do the camera. Oh, that the person. Who cares? Were you entertained?
Exactly.
And that's I think how it should be. But everybody's going to see something a little bit different. And problem is that they always think they're eating steak and caviar, and everything else is, lack of a better sense, trash. That's why I don't look at it that way.
Yeah.
And that's the part I wish they would change.
Oh, absolutely. Because like I said, even amongst the four of us, I'm sure, and even every reactor I've ever seen has a huge feel of that one music sequence, and when
I
he's
saw it
singing
in the theater, I was
just like that whole.
wow.
Everybody relates to that on some level, and it's like you don't get that very much in modern films.
No,
like,
not at all.
and we talking like across races, across like age ranges.
Yeah.
Everybody has that, like, music brings people together like that, and
Yeah.
that sequence, that whole just blending, past, future, present, and all that. It's like, bro, nobody's beat that in any scene this year, in my opinion.
Oh, I
just
agree.
from a what it makes you feel, and just from a going back looking at it of like, bro, this is genius the way he put this together.
I agree.
None of these other films are touching that right now. And like I said, if I see Best Picture this year,
Sinners ain't on the list.
and it's not that Leo movie, because that Leo movie, from what everybody said, is good.
It's gonna be on that
But
list.
if it's something like Long Walk, which again, I'm not taking that away from it. Somebody did a movie and they did it. But if
You
it's
saw
long,
it, right?
no, I didn't,
You didn't
because
see Long
I
Walk?
didn't have
Okay.
any.
No
Dude,
desire?
I get what they're trying to do. It's one of those. It's very much a one sequence movie for me, where it's like now I'm sure there's probably flashbacks, side stories, or whatever. The whole action is with them walking down the road. I'm sure they can get something out of it, but they're not gonna get a whole bunch out of me for that.
Okay.
Not
Right.
compared to Sinners this
Right.
year. Maybe if
Gotcha.
Long Walk came out next year, it might have been up. But if Long Walk suddenly is like, oh, Best Picture, The Long Walk.
Which we know it ain't gonna happen, but
But I'm just
I
saying.
got you.
I'm just saying, if Long Walk is nominated and Sinners isn't, come on, bro.
Yeah, we got
on.
we got a problem.
Yeah.
All right, we need to wrap
go
it
ahead,
up here. No, were you gonna say something? Oh no, okay. Yeah, we got to wrap it up here. We gave you a little bit extra meat on the bone, to use the steak parlance. And it was good. It was good quality stuff, and we thank you all for hanging out with us for all this while. A good 80 minutes worth of show. Make sure you come back next week, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central, for another great episode of Culture Junkies Live from my friends, the great Adequji, GQ, and Simon Says. I'm Kishiro. We'll see you guys later. Peace out. Watch Supergirl, the trailer tomorrow.
Subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Yes,
Come
absolutely.
through from all the other stuff. You got to hit that notification so you can see what we're doing.
Exactly. Make sure you subscribe so you catch these gentlemen's awesome live playthroughs, as well as Megashawn as well.
Yes.
Appreciate y'all.
Peace out.